This is the front of our big garden. This is our, for this year, our food garden. However, if we come over here to the right, I posted a video of me planting out this area. And what this is an all perennial, all season color thing. I'll have to get the right words. From Tulip World, it came in a kit. I stuck it in there. So eventually, I did this late. So we probably won't see it this year. But this is just going to be full of blooms and color. And they're going to probably be as tall as me eventually. All right, and then right in the front, we have all of our Emily basil. And then over here, we have a hollyhock that has survived the years and a hollyhock that has not.
They had a nice snack.
They did. They had a very nice snack, which is very annoying. Then over here, I'm growing peas.
Peas.
Okay, look. Your stepfather loves peas. I have not been able to accomplish peas ever.
I don't know why he likes peas.
They're actually not bad like fall. Oh, I have a pea pod. Oh, I'm so excited.
Pod.
I have more pea pods.
Where's pea pod?
So we have peas all down this. Oh my God, there's so many. I have pea pods. So we're trying something new where my daughter is filming for me. And she has a net on as well because the gnats are so bad.
I also just woke up for this.
She just woke up. And she can't figure out why the camera's so blurry, and it's the mesh on her head. Over here, we have blueberries, and maybe the birds will leave us some this year. So we do have blueberries. These are nowhere near ready, but they exist. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blueberry plants out here. We have yet to get a ripe blueberry from them, but they exist and they are producing. This is our blackberry bushes. And each one of these flowers will be a blackberry. And these are my berries, and I am super excited. You know the berries coming? Back in the back, oh, we have one coming up. That's a weed. That is a birdhouse gourd, and that is a birdhouse gourd. There should be a few more popping up back here eventually. But this is where we got all the beautiful tulips from that we had all over the house that the cats decided to freaking eat.
They just love things. They're no nice to eat.
Then over on this side, we have loofahs. And I saw one pop up. It may have gotten eaten. That's a weed. Oh, there he is. These take a lot longer to germinate than everything else. So, but one day we will walk out here. This entire fence will be loofahs. Like this rotten vine right here was the loofah plant.
Was loofah.
Yes, that was actually planted over there. And it vined all the way around. The gray fabric that I have down is to prep this area for bulbs this fall. Just keep the weeds down, keep it out of my way. And this fall, we have a huge surprise coming that I told my daughter about yesterday that we're not going to say. And my husband has no idea. This is red garlic. So this is a gourmet garlic that is hopefully going to shoot up the little spiral guys soon. You are a big mosquito, man. But this will be ready in about a month to pull and harvest. And then back over here, I got carrots to grow. So, not like a year's worth of carrots. But remember, we're growing in clay. And yeah, not the easiest thing to grow carrots in. So you would need really soft, loomy soil for carrots to do the thing that the carrots do.
That's not what we have.
That is totally not what we have. And then over here, we have Roma tomatoes, and I believe one Bonnie Best tomato, and a few volunteer tomatoes, which we will have everywhere. Then in this bed, I believe it is sunflower seeds. Yeah, we have some sunflowers popping up. And of course, weeds. But I don't pick out the weeds until I know which is which, because this is a sunflower. But I don't want to accidentally rip out the babies until I know what all is all the things. Ooh, our nasturtiums are starting to pop up. So this bed is all nasturtiums, which will help deter bugs from the things. And it looks like they're popping up everywhere, which is fabulous. So this will just be a bed full of color.
Yay.
Then over here, these are almost ready. I've got to come out and harvest these little guys before they turn into flowers. And then we can cook with them. I forget what they're called, but
Bulb.
yeah, this would be the flower, and you want to take this off your garlic
Oh.
before it flowers so that more power can go actually to the bulb down beneath the surface. These are not elephant garlic like I originally wanted. This is a different version of that, but elephant garlic is actually a leek, so you're not supposed to get these. Which is how I know this is not elephant garlic like it was supposed to be. It has to be a different version of something. Are some of our heirloom varieties. Get your head in the hole. Thank you. Like we have, this is a chocolate cherry whole tomato.
That does not sound good.
It's just the color. It does not taste like chocolate.
Okay.
Yeah. Not how that goes. Let's take this off. All right. This is a Tommy Toes, which the camera girl will be super happy about. She loves Tommy Toes.
Okay.
Is a rainbow cherry tomato. So they'll be all different colors.
Zap apple.
And then this one is a black cherry tomato. And this one, which is really cool looking, if it will stand up and do what it's supposed to do.
It go windy. No.
Is an indigo rose pole cherry tomato. Then over here,
Big guys.
this is burdock root.
Absolutely big guys. Look at them.
Yeah, I didn't realize it got this big, but just like comfrey, these leaves can be used to mulch. So you can chop and drop a burdock plant because what you're waiting to harvest is the actual root. That's a medicinal part of the plant, though you can use the leaves for tea. It does a lot like comfrey. The roots are fairly deep and are pulling up all the nutrients. So if we move over to this hot mess, you can see all the brown weird stuff. That's the broken down leaves from the burdock.
Oh.
And interplanted in between the other hot mess are onions.
A neon.
And I tried to pull the weeds, but it was starting to pull up the onions as well. So I couldn't do that. And then in this bed also, we have way more onions. This year, I'm hoping to get enough onions that I can actually get some onion powder. I don't know if that's going to work, but the goal is this fall to plant fall planted onions like I do with the garlic. So I will start them from seed because when I went to plant everything this year, I found full-blown onions, which means they can survive the winter here.
Well, they are
And it's
underground.
not like it was warm. It got freaking cold.
Well, wouldn't the ground insulate them?
Yeah, I think it is because of all the insulation. So I will fall plant those. And then in this next bed are more sunflowers, zinnias, things like that over on this side, which we can start to see pop up. That's a weed. That's a sunflower, I believe. And the reason I started some from seed and some were indoors is because when I was growing them from seed indoors, they did not do very well, especially the zinnias. They did not dig it. So I'm seeing what I can get from seed And then that will be my bouquets. Over here,
Wow.
one of my child's favorite things in the world. This is all oregano,
Tea.
except for this. This is a, don't eat that. Honey.
Well,
This is oregano that came back. That's oregano that came back. There are flowers all interspersed in here. And then this is our new oregano that I grew from seed right here and then right there. Babe, if it has little lines on 3 leaves, don't eat it. It's clover. It tastes like crap. And then I believe this is all sunflowers that I planted from seed.
what's the big guy?
That's comfrey, so that's in the middle of all the beds.
Ah,
And its roots go super deep. So what happens are these plants grow up, the leaves get huge, and you can chop and drop them and put them down as mulch. Not only when they decay do they feed everything, but they also help to block weeds from growing. A super simple, cheap way to make your garden happy. Again, I have the crocus lilies that I've never got to see bloom because deers are a-holes. And I do have to plant some borage in here because there's a bug getting these tomatillo plants. And I'm not super happy about that. And borage will help block those. There are also flowers pretty much everywhere. And you can start to see them sprouting up just a little bit. Here, here, here. And then this is supposed to be a giant pansy. Oh, somebody ate it.
oh, there's a hole in it.
And then somebody has tried to eat this pepper plant. I don't know if it's coming back.
Well, there's a pepper on it.
There is a pepper on it, but that may be the only pepper we get.
It's a tiny pepper though.
This is a bequino, red and yellow, and I think this is the same thing. These are tiny snacking peppers. And they are between like 500 and 1,000 Kelvin is what the measurement is. On whatever scale the hot measurement is, they're between 500 and 1,000.
Okay.
Which to me, I think it's freaking spicy.
All
right. Over here in almost every corner of the beds up here in front, we have thyme so that it can just grow up and over and be its beautiful little self. And then we have more peppers. The entire back row are California Wonder. Here we have our Marconi Giant on both ends. And when you plant Marconi Giants, just know they are bloody giant. That is not going to be a small plant. It is not going to have small peppers, and it should be pretty freaking prolific. This is a Santaka. I tried to plant all the ones close together. Yep, Santaka. That's a Thai Red Hot, so my daughter will remember from last year our issues with the Thai Red Hot tree. Remember? We were all gloved up and just hacking that thing down. We got 7 pounds of Thai Red Hot peppers.
Which we don't eat.
Well, the thing is with Thai Red Hots is that every recipe, so they get about this big, and every recipe I could find calls for 1. And we had 7 pounds.
Well, also, we just don't like spicy things.
Right. But I made something called Revenge last year, which was a cowboy candy, which everybody else absolutely loved. And it was requested that I make it again. So I had to grow
More of them.
more of them. So our peppers are the California Wonder peppers. Those are what we eat, which is why there's the majority of those. And then just enough of these other ones, which there is a jalapeno there and a jalapeno there. And to make what I need to make. This is another Thai Red Hot. Like, look how bushy this is already. I didn't take the top off of this. This is just the plant and what it does.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, jiggle, jiggle.
And then right here is a baby Marconi Giant, I think. Oh, this is a... Oh, that's a Manganji.
That's a big guy.
Yeah, so he's going to be pretty big, it looks like. Because he's not ready to come off there.
Oh, there's another one. It's fine.
Yeah, I started these way super early.
He's just a little fat.
And this is a pimento de padre. I can't. I don't think this is thyme. This is a weed.
Oh,
Nope, this is thyme.
just love that you stick it in your mouth.
No, I smelled it. Don't
Oh.
ever stick anything from the garden in your mouth. Smell it first. You always smell it first. This should be a Marconi giant. But you see how curly he gets?
He get curly.
They're curly. Yeah, he's not ready. It should pop right off of here.
This doesn't look very giant for a Marconi giant.
I know, but that's what the plant started out like last year that I bought from the store. These I started all from seed. Every single thing in this garden this year, let me make sure I'm not lying. Yeah, I started from seed or ordered the bulb. So I'm pretty freaking stoked about that because last year I had to supplement a lot. So I got better at it this year. And then if we turn right over here, this is the out of control raspberries that we may or may not get any of, depending on the birds. But we're actually getting some fruit that if when it's ripe, the birds have left it for us. So we can pray about that and hope that we get it. Then behind us, if you remember in other videos, there was some super sad dill that I planted.
That's not very sad.
This is the super sad dill that I planted. The difference between it growing in a pot under fake light versus getting real actual sunlight and things. Like this one's still not very happy. That one's still a little yellow. I did those later. I think one reseeded itself.
It went no. I'm
And
not
then
doing that.
We have a crawdad.
Oh, hi, crawdad.
It has a crawdad mound. Then we have thyme in each corner. And eventually this will be all perennial. Oh, we have something trying to eat my echinacea. You are just a happy little sucker, aren't you? Look at all the flowers on the comfrey. Yeah, I think this one's just getting too wet. Because look how healthy this echinacea is versus this one. And these are going to have giant, like 4-foot tall flowers. And this is not the Magnus blend. This is just normal bloody echinacea that got bigger than my hand last year.
Didn't you accidentally plant the giant ones?
No.
Knowing they were the giant ones.
No, they're just really big. Which is a little odd. Over here we have what looks like thyme, but this is St. John's wort right here. And then behind all of this that you can't see is another thyme plant that was from last year. So the only thing, wait, I did buy stuff. The only things I bought were lavender plants because I can't seem to get lavender to germinate to save my ever-loving soul. But this came back from last year. This is coming back, I think, because I don't have a tag in it. So it's spreading. So I think what I need to do in the fall is just heavily mulch this bed so that the lavender is able to come back. What are you doing?
Lavender must rise. It must rise.
This is the thyme that came back from last year that I keep having to come in and hack down. We got rosemary down the middle, and then the old lavender that I couldn't get the roots out because it's
Lavender.
lavender and it just wanted to stay there. Behind me, ooh, I need to pull something. I not pull it, but trim it. This is chamomile that reseeded itself. And honestly, I think from what I'm seeing with this is that I'm going to direct seed chamomile really, really early because this survived over winter. So the seed had to fall in the ground in the fall when everything died back and it reseeded itself. So that seed survived winter. So I'm going to try to plant some chamomile seed out here in the winter and see if it does its own thing because that would be fabulous. because growing it from pots, you just have to baby the crediddle out of it. And those, I
Crediddle.
started these little ones. I started probably 2 to 3 months ago in the house. And this just did it by itself. I would much prefer it doing it by itself. That was super simple. I didn't have to do anything. And it was great. And look how much bigger it is than the others. Then over here we have, I think these are provider bush beans. I direct seeded the beans. They do not like their roots to be disturbed. Comfrey right here is flowering. So Comfrey has these gorgeous little tiny delicate purple flowers on it that are really pretty. And all of this you just chop and drop into the garden. Or you can make comfrey tea, which is totally not for drinking. You do not want to drink comfrey tea. It's disgusting. But you can pour that on your plants, and it's a great fertilizer. This is feverfew that we use for tinctures. And I'm actually going to let it flower so I can use it in some arrangements. This is the contender. I think this is contender bush bean right here, which also planted from seed at the same time as the other one. This did pop out, bless you, much faster than everything else. And there's thyme in the corners. And then over here will be my one of my daughter's favorite areas. Every one of these tomatoes is a Roma tomato. And she is in superwoman pose right now. And then surrounding the tomatoes are Genovese basil. This is what we use to make our favorite snack in the summertime.
Shit.
We make a mix of tomato, olive oil, basil, thyme, oregano, balsamic vinaigrette. Mix that all together, let it sit for a little while, and then put it on a baguette. Oh, it's called a baguette.
Yeah, that's what I
So-
thought.
Okay, so that may actually be the name of it. We've jacked with this recipe so much, like it no longer is the name that it originally had.
I just throw whatever in.
Again, we have comfrey down the middle, because in this bed also are all Roma tomatoes, which we have only lost one.
Oh,
So
yeah.
a lot of basil, a lot of tomatoes, because this year I planted what we eat. And that's basically it. Planting what we eat, what we use, and pretty flowers. So if we come over to this side, which I completely skipped.
Yeah, how mean of you.
Right? This is the second year hollyhock.
Hey, look how big it is.
All right. I will eventually see flowers this year. So hollyhocks are biennials. And because I left this snakeweed here,
I think we'd.
which is toxic to animals, the deers didn't eat it. So I get to see these and see what they look like this year, which will make me super happy. The other thing that is happening hidden beyond the hollyhock are peas. I don't even know if you can get back here, baby. All right. So back in the back here,
Yeah.
we have peas. And they are super happy growing up the hollyhock and doing their thing. So we left them alone. Down here at the bottom, this somewhere in here is supposed to be poppies. I have not seen a poppy pop yet. So we will find out if that's legit. That is our garden tour for mid-May. We are in zone 6B, so I planted a little early because I was looking at the weather and it said that I could. So I did.
It's been
Hopefully next month when we do the next tour in the middle of June, we will actually have food, which would be great. And then our next one will be a tour of the greenhouse garden area, which we don't have a name for yet. So again, if you want to help think of a name, pop that down in the comments. I would really appreciate it. And thank you for joining us on this very long tour. I hope you have a blessed and magic week, y'all. Bye.